Hi, I'm Tereza from PotomacBeads. Today we will create together some spring jewelry, these lily of the valley earrings, which are great spring quick projects with IrisDuos, StormDuos and some seed beads. Let's gather them up and start working. So today we will create this little flower, this little blossom. I call it Lily of the Valley because it reminds me of this flower. You can also do it in the colors of the actual Lily of the Valley, which is white, olive. Sorry, I forgot the name of the color, but you choose basically a green IrisDuo and green seed beads. This is Miyuki Drops, the sea green. But today we will be working in silver and crystal vitriol with these lovely edged StormDuos. You will need wildfire. I'll be using the green one, and a size 10 needle. If you need, you can switch to size 12 for some tougher places, but it shouldn't be necessary. For both flowers, because we'll be making earrings, you need an arm span long piece of thread, which will be enough for both flowers. We'll be working with a herringbone stitch here in the beginning, and then we will mix in some peyote and bead weaving. So let's do that. We will start from the tip here by putting on 5 11/0 Miyuki seed beads. I'm using the Crystal Labrador Full, my favorite silver color. So slide it down, leave a short tail, and knot the beads into a circle. So 1, 2, let's do 3. And this is a simple peyote start. So go through the first bead next to the knot, pick 1 11/0 and go to the next one. Pick 1 more 11/0, go to the next bead in the circle, and like this 3 more. So number 3, not my pliers, number 4, and number 5. Maybe you will have small difficulties because of the knot, so pull it away and also step up through this bead here, the first one we added. So like this, and now we are switching to the herringbone stitch. So pick 2 15/0s, I'm using Miyuki Crystal Vitriol, and go to the next sticking out silver bead. And like this around the whole circle, so 2 more. 2 more. 2 more, and finally 2 more. Go through the silver bead and the first 15/0 of the pair we added in the beginning, and now you have a small circle. Now you have to pull a lot in the next row, because we need the herringbone 15/0s to close a bit downwards. So I put on 2 15/0s and do the herringbone stitch, so I'm going through the next 15/0. And now, as you would do the normal herringbone, go to the next 15/0 of the next pair. And now pull, so it will fold on one of those sides. And continue like this around the whole circle, so picking out 2 more 15/0s, going through the first 15/0 in the next pair, and going around like this. It will fold more in the next row, but don't forget to pull a lot so you don't have too much gap here and too much thread showing. So finish the row by stepping up through here, and then I'll catch you up. So here I added the last pair, and now I'm showing you the step up. So I skipped the silver bead and I'm stepping through the two first 15 O's. And now we are ready for the next row. That will be herringbone again, but we will be adding 1 15 O between the pairs. So put on 2 15 O's and go to the next 15 O in the pair. And here pick 1 15 O, because normally you would go without anything to the next pair, but we want a cone shape, which is widening a bit, so we will be adding 1 15 O here instead of just a plain thread. And now 2 more 15 O's where the pair should be, and now 1 more 15 O and going through the next pair, and continue like this around, pulling so it's closing and folding downwards. I'm here again with the last bead to show you the step up. So if you didn't do a herringbone stitch ever, in the circular one you step up always only through the last 2 pairs. So that's what I'm doing. I skipped the first pair and I'm stepping only through these 2 beads. Okay, so more herringbone. So 2 15 O's as you would. And now, as we are working on the cone shape, instead of a 15 O between the pairs, we'll be adding 1 11 O. So pick 1 11 O and step up to the next 15 O of the next pair. Pull and 2 more 15 O's for the pair portion and 1 11 O in between them. And like this, go around. So I stepped up again through the last 2 15 O's, or the last 2 rows. And now, again, in this row we'll be adding 2 15 O's for the classic part. And then we won't be adding anything, but we'll be going through the 11 O we added in the previous row. So we will use it multiple times. So like this, go through the 11 O and then to the 15 O in the next pair. We are creating a dent where the IrisDuos will sit. So we need to create a V shape. So I put on again 2 15 O's, going through the next 15 O in the pair, down to the 11 O, and back up to the next 15 O pair. And like this around. So 15 O down to 11 O, 15 O. And the last pair. So adding 15 O's, going through the 11 O. And here again you need to step up through the last 2, so don't forget to add the 2 at once, not just 1. And like this. So now you should have 5 Miyuki 15 O's pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we will be adding 1 11 O on top of the pairs. So pick on 1 11 O, the silver one, go through the next 15 O, and once again go through the 11 O, which was in between, and then up to the first 15 O in the next pair. Again, pick up 1 11 O, go down to the 15 O, the 11/0 seed bead in between the pairs and back up to the last 15/0 pair. And like this around, and there'll be more fun later with the shaped beads. And here I am at the step up point. Again, I want to show you. So I'm stepping up and I'm going through the last 15/0 and the 11/0 as well. So that's it. And now I am ready for the IrisDuos. So it's a 2-hole shape. Don't forget to check the holes before you add them. And the belly side up to the outside. So put on one IrisDuo like this and go through the next 11/0 which is sticking out. Put on next IrisDuo, and like this we will add 5 in total into each gap, and then we will pick on some StormDuos. So after adding the last IrisDuo, go through the next silver bead and the first IrisDuo we added through the same hole. Now we will step up, so go to the second hole, and now we'll be adding StormDuos and 15/0s. So the StormDuo has a S shape. You need to pick it up so that it's hugging, I call it hugging, the IrisDuo. So in this direction, so go like this. That's the first one. Then pick up one 15/0, and then you need to pick the other IrisDuo from the other side. So I call it like from the back. So like this. Slide it down and pull and go through the next IrisDuo. So the shape of the StormDuo here in this direction is tightly sitting, is allowing it to tightly sit next to the IrisDuo. So if you put on the next one in the same direction, so let's do this. So I pick it on like this, then one 15/0 and the IrisDuo from StormDuo from the back side. Then it will hug the IrisDuo like this. So continue adding the StormDuos and the 15/0s in between. And I will catch you up once we edit everything, and then we will add the drops and 15/0s, which will be the last row. So I finished in the IrisDuo, and now it's time to step up and add more beads. So step up by going through the first IrisDuo and the first 15/0. And now we're ready to add more 15/0s. So first pick 4 15/0s and go through the top hole of the next StormDuo. That's it. Now pick 2 15/0s, one Miyuki Drop and one 15/0, and we will create a little circle here. So slide it down so it's close to the StormDuo and go through the first 15/0 and then through the StormDuo. Now pull a lot so there's no thread showing, and if you did it like me, there should be a little circle with a drop in between the StormDuos. Now on the next side, pick again 4 15/0s and go down into the 15/0 between the StormDuos. It might be a little tricky, but there's plenty of space. You only need to pick it up correctly. And now, because if we would have 4 15/0s here and 4 here, which I tested before, there would be too many. So it would be wobbly and not so pretty. And if I put only 3, there would be too much of a gap. So there's a compromise. And the compromise is that now when you are coming out of the 15-0 between the StormDuo, you will go up without anything through the first 15-0 out of the 4, which then means it will be shared between the StormDuos on the side. So I'm up through the first one of the 4, and now then I'm picking up only 3. So with the one shared, that's 4, and going through the next StormDuo. Now I am doing the same with the drop, so I'm picking 2 15-0s, 1 drop, and 1 more 15-0, so 2, 1 drop, and 1 15-0. Slide it down again, and go through the first 15-0, and then the StormDuo. Don't forget to pull, so there's no gap showing. And that's it. Now, like we did before, put on 4 15-0s, go down into the 15-0 from the previous row, and now go up to share the first 15-0 out of the 4 we just added, and pull. Now you add again only 3 15-0s. And then you already know the drill, then you will add the drop with the 3 15-0s. And like this, you will go around. We will stop here. And we will need to share this one as well, but I will show you and catch you up there. And I'm at the last point, as I told you. So I put on only 3 of the 15-0s, because we already started with 4 here. And go first through the shared 15-0, so it's the one close to the center, like this, and then go in the correct direction. So for me, I went from the right to left, so I will continue from right to left through the 15-0 in between the StormDuos, just through the 15-0, and that's it. Pull. Can adjust the drops, they will move because they are drops, so that's fine. And now basically that's it. You just need to go through the beads. You need to find a spot where you think it will be nice to knot it off. So I'm continuing through the 15-0s and probably through the StormDuo on the other side. And there I will go underneath the beads. Find a thread there, create a loop, like this, a small loop. You can go through it once, better twice, pull, and then go away from the knot into the beads and cut your thread. Do the same with the top. There's already a knot, so you just go away with your thread and cut. And then it's up to you how to put it on. Which earwire you will choose. You can choose leatherback, you can choose large like I did here. I kind of thought that might be very pretty. You can use medium. I have them here. And I also have the recommended leatherbacks, but in different color, so I think that will look very nice here as well. All you need is an eye pin, which I will fetch and show you how to finish the earring. So you need an eye pin with a large eye, so it doesn't slip through the hole in between the beads. Put it on. Then I would recommend putting on 1/11 if I have it. Yes, I do. You can also add any kind of round, like pearl or round, which I did here, but you don't have to. And now grab your pliers, bend it, take your round nose pliers, I had these since I was 15, and make a loop. and that's it. So now you take your ear wire of choice, put it on. What I like to do for these, for the large ones and the medium ones, I like to take the pliers and close the loop if I can, so it doesn't slip away. And that's it. So now you have Lily of the Valley earring. I will put the other one as well on. That's it. Take the pliers, close the loop. If you want to be fancy and you have the big ones, you can also put some beads here. But sometimes they slip away, which drives me mad, so I don't. Anyway, so here, these are the Lily of the Valley earrings. I think it's a very fun and quite quick project. One idea I had, and I can recommend to you if you want to create a lariat necklace, which is the long one, and on the one side of lariats, or maybe both of the ends, you can create a lot of those, and the lariat can be crochet or herringbone or chenille stitch or any kind of circle stitch you would prefer, and these would look amazing at the end. Just a hint. Okay, so this is it, and let's do the goodbye. Thank you very much for watching my Lily of the Valley tutorial for these spring blossoms. Great for spring jewelry if you have just a little of IrisDuos and StormDuos. I think the rest everybody has in their stash. If you don't, you can have a look underneath the video into the description where you can find the links to purchase anything if you need something. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.